up, guys? Welcome back to the JP and Trav show on the JP and Trav YouTube channel, also live from Travis's X account. As always, it's your host with the most, JP. And to my right, I have my esteemed co-host, brother, and friend, Travis J. Davis. And Travis, how you feeling, brother?
Man, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. Excited about tonight's show. Season is upon us, nearly. So, um, I'm excited. Justin's here. Old Kelso. I I'm excited that the Teflon John, the Moneyline Mateer, the Johnny Cash, the Johnny Jackpot, all of those, it's behind us. It was one day and over, made for some great memes, but not a problem in the end. So having a great time, just getting ready for the season, man. Onboarding a lot of teams on the Team Sports Consulting Group. I'll be in two different states next week doing it, and I think we just got outreach from Southern Illinois baseball today, so might be adding a college team to the ranks up near you. And anyway, so excited about our guest and our guest that's still on the way. So yeah, should be a fun show.
Indeed, indeed. And speaking of those guests, obviously you guys been around, OU football for any time the last 5 or so years. In terms of podcasts and shows, you guys have seen the Barry and Mac show, and so we are honored to have some of our friends and just great dudes on with us. Barry Wise down below, and then hopefully D Mac is popping on here in just a second. But Barry, man, how you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling very good, man. Excited for some football. Excited to be on with you guys. I know we tried to make this happen a little while back, so it's good that it's happening this year. And I mean, at the end of the day, those seasons, I mean, they were ended up being relative busts. Besides, Dylan Gabriel's second year. So, well, what better year than in a year where we think OU's got some legs to make this thing work. So I am incredibly excited to be on, talk a little bit about the show and what me and DMAC do, but really to talk some ball with you guys.
Yeah, indeed. It should be a fun time. Fun time. So let's just get started here, get right into it. I want to talk about how we're feeling about fall camp thus far. Obviously, I know the large story, right, or non-story, if you will, is John Mateer and his alleged gambling problem. But we can get to that here in a little bit. There's been enough discourse of it. But let's talk about the ball. How are we feeling, guys, about the fall camp? Things we've heard, things we've seen so far.
Guess going first. Go ahead,
All
bud.
right, man. Well, we talked about it on our show last night. There we go. I'll let you bring old DMAC in, and then I'll start back up.
Yeah. D-Mac, welcome to the show, brother. Good to have you on. How you doing, man?
I'm blessed, guys. I appreciate you guys for having me.
Yes, sir. Thanks for popping on. We appreciate it. We're looking forward to it. So, just for context, I just kind of talked to Barry and Trav and asked them what their opinion so far was about fall camp. What we've heard, what we've seen. Obviously we've heard from different sources, whether that's OU Insider, Sooner Scoop guys, 247. Everybody has their own opinion, but we want to hear from Barry and Mac. What have you guys heard?
Yeah, so I'll kind of carry on with what we were saying.
Go ahead, B.
Yeah, man. So we've been previewing the position groups over on the Barry and Mac show: wide receivers, tight ends, quarterbacks, running backs, secondary, and we're going to continue that. We dive into some deep analysis, but I think if you're going bird's eye view, and I'm sure DMAC would second this, it's good to see that the defense has not been dominating fall camp consistently. It's good to hear that there are some stories of some offensive players making some plays against some talented guys. It's good to see that young players are stepping up. You're hearing young players possibly overtaking some older guys at various positions. Maybe we can go into that. But then also just the point of the talent upgrade that Oklahoma has seen at really every position, offensive line, running back, quarterback, receiver. I don't know if we would go as far as to say upgrade yet, but healthy bodies, absolutely. Linebacker, you lose Stutz, but now you have a bunch of young guys who not are unproven young guys, but proven young players who have made plays already on Saturday. And of course, DMAC talked about it yesterday in the pod about the secondary. Safety is going to be potentially loaded. And then cornerback position, another spot where OU has very solid depth. Again, you always play the injury game and the what if. But right now, as it looks, OU's rolling in with one of the better defenses. So it's been good to hear that the offense has had success as I pass it over to DMAC. And I think as long as that continues to hold serve and Mateer is what I think we all hope he is, this should be a good season for Oklahoma.
Good stuff. I'll piggyback that and quickly just say this. College football is a quarterback-centric game. And so when you got a quarterback who's going to go out there, lead by example, be a four-star general, an individual who is going to be a difference maker, make the plays that need to happen, I think that's going to be worth 2 or 3 victories when you've got a quality team. There's just some facts that I want to make sure we're very clear on. Last year was a bad year in terms of injuries, in terms of juju, in terms of, just structure. The offensive scheme was vanilla. It was elementary. It was easy for teams to scheme, stop, and really have fun with. That's not the case this year. And so playing against a scheme that is going to have ample talent at the skill positions, returning starters on the offensive side of the ball, and a quarterback who is going to be a true trigger man, I think that bodes well for the school. I think that bodes well for the program. And I'm excited about that piece and that component. The other thing that I think is also essential to speak to is the conference. A lot of our guys were going into a new conference last year and not really knowing what to expect. This year, they know exactly what they're getting into. They know they've got a very difficult schedule. I think there's an air of confidence. People who I talk to say the SEC is challenging. Yes. People who I talk to say everything that could go, Murphy's Law was all over the program last season. And there's a little bit of reciprocity to that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes there's some give and sometimes there's some take. So I think there's something to be said about saying, coming out, having your chest out, saying like, I expect us to get a little bit more of that service in our favor this year. And so I don't know that cocky is a word that I would use, but listen, there's an air of confidence. And I just harken back to my time. In 99, I remember Bob coming in and kind of being like, okay, he's a championship coach. He was the DC at Florida, right? They had dudes, are we dudes? And they're kind of being games that we gave away. And then I remember 2000, like, we lost a couple games we should have won, chest out, like we expect to win. I think there are going to be some mirroring opportunities this year. I mean, when you look at returning starters, you look at game changers on the defensive side of the ball, every level, you've got 1 or 2 dudes that you can say these guys are going to be potential dogs, whether it's Jackson and Zero and Dom, and then you got RMT on the edge, and then you got the transfer in Marvin Jones on the first level of defense at the back. You got Kip, you got Kendall Daniels who's transferred in, you got Samuel. You've got guys at safety, RSJ, Bowen, baby little Bowen coming back if Gentry can stay healthy. That defense is one, I think even the national acclaim proves that these guys have returning starters who we expect to be difference makers. Offensive side of the ball, you got a lot of guys coming back off injury on the O-line. A senior-laden or veteran-laden team is what you want to have. But I'm just telling you, everyone I've talked to, guys, tells me that Mateer is just the inverse, the opposite of what Jackson Arnold was last year in camp. And for me, knowing I played with Josh Heupel, if you guys have ever heard me talk, I speak highly of him, not because he was the most athletic, not because he had the biggest arm. Josh had gorilla nuts, period. When the bullets were flying, he was not scared. He was standing up first. This is what we got to do, right? And all I hear, and there are guys in that room who were around when we played, is that Mateer is a guy who doesn't run from competition. He doesn't run from adversity. He's got to show it on Saturday. I'm a believe it to see it individual, but it's much better than what I heard last fall, which is literally what I'm hearing Auburn's doing. I heard they had to manipulate scrimmages to make Jackson feel good. I'm not trying to hate on the kid. It just is what it is. And now we're hearing that Auburn has essentially started to do the same thing. So, I expect us to win 9 games minimum, period. We're Oklahoma. And I don't count losses. I don't count losses, but we've got a schedule, a grown man schedule. But I expect our guys, so long as we stay healthy, to play well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for
Trav?
sure. And it's funny you bring up the Auburn situation now. I mean, it's not even message board fodder right now. Like, bro, Hugh Freeze came out and said it in the press conference that
Yeah.
DJ Durkin had been told to take it easy on Jackson to build his confidence. And then obviously the video circulated today of Hugh slamming his visor down, being pissed off that Jackson's not making quick decisions. And again, I wish no ill will on the kid, nothing
Right.
personal. But it is kind of nice to not be dealing with that right now. You know what I mean? Like that sucked. So one of the things, D-Mac, that you touched on right there is Mateer's sense of fearlessness. I think a lot of that is Arbuckle as well, man. Like Arbuckle seems like a guy. He's like, he wants to match, aggression with aggression. He wants to take shots. He you know what? Mateer's going to throw some picks, but it's probably not going to be because he's throwing it backwards. It's probably not going to be just terrible. It's going to be because he's being aggressive and he wants to put the pressure. If you're going to send somebody, cool. It means I got one-on-one and I like my guy more than I like yours. So like that kind of thing, I think he really gets it from Arbuckle. I mean, hearing about Arbuckle, really, talking crap to the defenders during scrimmages and during practice, like that kind of stuff. He's a young, fiery guy. It's unfortunate that Lincoln left the way he did, because every time, like when Bill Bedenbow says it, or really when a lot of people hear Ben Arbuckle speak, they're like, man, he reminds me of young Lincoln Riley. And the casual OU fan is like, oh, screw that guy then. It's like, no, I think y'all forget, like Lincoln Riley, the young OC, was that dog. Like that, I mean, he was the best offensive coordinator in the country. And Broyles Award, this, that, and the other, came up from a small school and just, three straight, two straight Heisman winners, two straight, first round pick, or number one picks, everybody knows the accolades. But like, if Arbuckle can take that part and not leave us in the middle of the night, I'm cool with it. So anyways, really excited about that. And to kind of the point of the defense was good last year. It obviously at times, I think when corner depth became an issue, it was, hey, you got a leak. And if it doesn't matter how good you are against the run, if you got a leak, they're just going to pound that over and over. The SEC's too good. But like part of the issue last year was, like, look at the Tennessee game. They could pretty much say, hey, Nico's getting destroyed back here. We can just run the ball and run the clock out, because they stand no chance of scoring. Like, they didn't have to take risks. And they could run the clock. And the defense was on the field so much. Every time the defense, forced a turnover, the offense gave it right back. Like, no matter if it was in the red zone or anywhere, they're giving it right back. So I think from a snap percentage, they're going to, a snap count, I should say, going to see significantly less snaps per game than they saw a year ago, the defense that is. And I think that's going to go so far in not only, keeping them fresh, but keeping them healthy. I mean, fatigue, man, that gets to you. Once you get tired, that's when those injuries happen, man. So with that, you touched on it. You guys both went through the positions, man, those young safeties, Brandon Hall, like all the recruiting that they've been doing. I think this is the year where it's like, we're finally going to see it pay off, because everybody looks at like the Jaden Jackson, the freshman All-American, right? Or the Eli Bowen freshman All-American. Like, you can't expect to recruit, a full class of freshman All-Americans. That's just not how it works, right? Like, you'll have some rise to the top. But the thing is, when you recruit the way Oklahoma's been recruiting, to a body type and to kind of a mentality, you look like the Reggie Powers body type, the Michael Boganowski mentality type, like take your head off. Like, with that kind of stuff, like that ends up paying off down the road. If they're not freshman All-American, who cares? They're going to be better for it down the road. And I think that's what we're really seeing. And I also think that this is going to sound negative to some of the guys that were on the team last year, and I don't mean it like that. But guys that have a lot of success, or have been part of teams that had a lot of success in the Big 12, you almost think it's like, oh, we can replicate that because I've seen what it looks like. The kids now that are going to be playing a majority of the snaps here, they don't know how the difference between Big 12. They only know SEC. Yeah. Like, it's like, hey, transfers that come in, or again, kids that are going to be playing a bit more are going to be like, man, I know what the SEC was last year, and we got to be ready for it. So, I think some schedule, they talk about the tough schedule, but honestly, I think Tennessee and Ole Miss are both going to come down a little bit. I think we were better than last year anyways, so I think they're going to, even if they come down a little bit, like I don't think they would need to come down for us to beat them this coming year. So, I mean, not every team in the SEC can go 10-2. The math just doesn't work out. So, who are going to be those teams that fall? I think some of them that I listed maybe. Who are going to be the teams that rise? I think a team like Oklahoma is right there to pick them. I think, obviously, a lot of people think A&M. Finally, Mike Elko is gonna put his stamp on it. A lot of people think Florida, if Lagway can do something, will be a team that rises. But these ebbs and flows of conference, I think Oklahoma's going to be on the right side of it this year.
Yeah. I was gonna say, just really quick, to piggyback off of all your guys' excellent points. Only thing I would add is the thing that's had me excited is, we talked about Trav a few weeks ago on the show when we were going through position groups, that the only concern we kind of had on defense was the cornerback room. And it sounds like there's a bunch of dogs, that have come out of fall camp in there, right? We talked about Cortland Guillory last week, and we watched his interview and just what he's been doing in fall camp. We talked about Devon Jordan, not to say anything of Gentry finally being healthy. Obviously, if Eli Bowen, continues to be healthy. But, that was a position where you said, I don't know. But and he mentioned Jeremiah Newcomb as well. But now you almost like, I was listening to Gabe and Teddy the other day, and they're almost like, I really don't know. And I don't know that that's a bad thing that that we don't know, what is it gonna be. And that's just depth, right? Same thing with the offensive line. There's so much more depth on the offensive line. It's not a bad thing that we don't maybe know who's gonna start at every position. Gabe's what he said. He thought Fabechi would maybe in his mind is the only guy that looks like he's solidified his spot, but it doesn't mean that the other guys are bad. It just means we got more depth, and we have guys that we brought in, obviously, and guys that went through the fire last year, and it's just going to help us more and more. So I'm excited about where the team is right now, and as you guys said, there's just so much that it felt like went wrong last year. And it just feels like it can't happen again. I just, you just had to be there. It feels like so. I want to pivot really quick to. You don't have to touch on it too long. I know it's been the talk of the town this week, but we have to talk about it. I want to know what your guys' opinion has been on, John Mateer and, the Venmo transactions that have popped up because, obviously, and Trav knows this about me and Barry does as well, but DMAC, I got my green colors on. I'm an athletic director up here in Indianapolis. So I'm in my office right now, but the school year has started. And so I'm like a little bit in and out of what's going on. So all I know is like I popped on X and I saw Pete Thamel tweet about John Mateer and gambling, in Venmo, and I'm like Pete Thamel. I'm like, whoa! I was like, this is like, I was like, this is a big story. Like why is Pete Thamel? And then the more you talk about it, it's like it's really not that big of a deal. I'm like, how did it even get to this point? And where did it come from? And I heard it was like a Texas fan that made it up. It's been crazy. So I want to go through everybody's. When did you hear about it? What was your initial thoughts on it? Barry, we can start with you. Go to DMAC and then Trev.
Yeah. I heard about it probably same time as you, man. You wake up, everybody's messaging you. You're seeing the alerts on X, and I'll be honest, seeing the transactions, my initial thought was, this is just a bro transaction. This is like somebody being silly on Venmo. We all see the captions and the statuses that people call different things. There's no way in context to like know exactly what it was, where it went to. And at the end of the day, it's a 3-year ago deal. That there are way bigger fish to fry from an NCAA standpoint. I don't want to steal. DMAC had that point yesterday. I want him to add to that. But at the end of the day, man, it's like it's not something that should be so large on the radar with the available evidence that is out there, right? It's not like he was, betting on his own games. It's not Michael Porter Jr. throwing his brother under the bus, talking about he has a gambling problem. I don't know if you saw that in an MPJ interview. It's not that type of deal. This seemed like a very innocent, very small, minor infraction. Do you need to be smarter if you're playing Division I college football and recognize that something like that might be seen by the general public and they would feel a certain type of way about it? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, as I say on the show, it's all of a nothing burger at this point. It's just meat, no bun, no lettuce, no I don't know what everybody else puts on their burger, but there's nothing on this one. So D-Mac, go ahead.
You nicer than me, bro. This whole thing is because Texas is haters, and I respect it, right? If you saw my short today, I said there's only one thing in this world I hate. It's the University of Texas. Create some type of drama to see if anything, throw spaghetti against the wall and see if it sticks. Listen, you lean in on this. Today, in college football as it is today, there's two things to consider. Number one, the NCAA has no teeth. The only way you get in trouble through the NCAA right now is if you self-report and you slap your hand on the wrist and then they come and throw the gauntlet at you. I think we've learned as Sooners that we need to stop doing that. By the way, they didn't do that in the 80s. They didn't do, you know what I mean? Like, there was a day and a time where OU was the Wild Wild West. I'm not saying go back there. What I am saying is if there was teeth to what happened, this is situation number two. There is an entire PR team. There's an entire back office of individuals who are protecting the assets, which are these players that they're paying, and in Mateer's case, a 7-figure number to annually. There's no way they don't address it the way they addressed it if they were going to come back and have to deal with, serious repercussions. So, with that being said, until further notice, OU fans, guys, whoever's on this call or whoever's on this dang live, we need to be leaning into Moneyline Mateer. We need to shove it in Texas' face. Like, bro, we riding this. Like, we out here getting to the bag. You know what I'm saying? Stop worrying about us. We're not worried about you guys. We'll see you the second Saturday in October. And I'm kind of tongue-in-cheek, but I'm kind of dead ass too. Like, there's no reason for Texas fans and whoever is in the stratosphere of hating to do that unless they are intimidated, unless they are afraid. And yeah, second Saturday in October, our guys got to walk between those white lines and win the game. But I think there's something to be said about Arch not having a great camp. I think there's something to be said about a lot of those offensive linemen going to the NFL, and I think one transferring out and then a couple of injuries first week of fall. Those receivers, one of them going to the Green Bay Packers and the transfer from Bama. Texas has to reinvent themselves. And I don't like to belabor my time speaking of them a lot, but like this is where this comes from. And I'm going to slow clap for them. First time in their history, preseason number one. You know what I'm saying? Good luck with that. As you guys are dogs going into that game against Ohio State, we'll see how long that lasts. But I like it. As soon as I saw Mateer respond, as soon as I saw the program respond the way they did, I said, oh, yeah, this is no biggie. Let's lean into this. Let's let those guys know we're not going to be scared. We're not going to be concerned. We're not going to be second guessing. We're not going to be answering about this for weeks and months and moving forward. Moneyline Mateer, baby. And by the way, second Saturday in October, put the money line on OU. You'll win some money.
Yeah, it right now might be the time. I think the spread's like 10.5 or something like that. Like today, the time is now, my friends. So I like Moneyline Mateer. I'm a personal fan of Teflon John because the charges didn't stick. And hey, you know what? I love me some John Mateer. I love myself some Oklahoma athletics, every single sport. But in my heart of hearts, look, you betting on the game. Like you don't list the game and sports gambling without it, but that's fine. The thing is, there's no way to prove it. Like there's no way to prove a Venmo transaction. Like here's the thing. In my heart of hearts, do I believe he bet? Sure. In my heart of hearts, do I believe that it has somehow damaged the integrity of the game that 3 years ago a freshman, John Mateer rode the bench and bet on some game that had nothing to do with him? No, I don't think the integrity of the game, which is the problem with me. All these Texas fans are like, well, it's against the rules, man. You got this guy betting on games, man. Like OTF was reporting on it. I'm like, dude, why are you sharing screenshots, bro? Like what are you, a fan site? Like, are you an actual media entity? are you a Barstool site? I mean, what's going on here? So, anyways, I thought that was a goofy look from them. But yeah, I mean, I put it out there. I'm like, look, it's fear. It's absolutely fear. And Texas fans look at, oh, like we're scared of 6-7. Well, this team isn't 6-7. This team is 0-0 right now, just like yours. Like, I bet you we won't go 6-7 this year. Whatever kind of money, it's talking about betting, whatever kind of money they want to put on it. I bet we aren't going 6-7 this year. We aren't scared of this, that, and the other. Okay, well then why are you going back 3 years in his Venmo history trying to get him suspended? Why is that? It's not because you have some elevated commitment to the sanctity of college football and the sanctity of not gambling on sports. Like what? You don't know. You were trying to damage Oklahoma's season. If you thought we were really going to be a 6-win team again, you would let us go down in flames alone. But I say but, I wasn't talking about the Arch Manning. I was just transitioning. But anyways, I'm glad it's over. The only thing, and I do think they need to lean into it, I think they should do things like I think they need to change the signals. Like and like, you know, have him pushing all in one of the signals, right? Maybe mucking some cards, maybe pulling the slot machine lever, right? Maybe anything like that. Maybe making it rain a little bit. You know, that's another play call. Like whatever you need to do, you know, lean into a little bit, like you said. But yeah, I'm a little frustrated by it because we got a monster committed on the Pat McAfee show. All of the attention of Oklahoma that day should have gone to Jake's commitment of a 5-star on the Pat McAfee show. Great publicity, millions watching. Like that's what you want. And the story all day is about John Mateer. And I think as funny and as much as we can joke about it now, I'm really bummed because that was a great opportunity for Oklahoma to get a good feather in the hat, especially for a fan base. Now, recruiting hasn't been going well. I'm a sunshine pumper. I get it, but the recruiting has not been going well, right? I mean, anybody with eyes can see that. But I do think that not everything is solved because we got Jake, but it feels like instead of celebrating, it feels like the meteor just barely missed Earth. Like it was like Sooner Nation had a Jake Kroll Texas commitment meteor headed straight for it, and somehow I don't know if the Armageddon guys got up there and blew it up, or I don't know what's going on. Ben Affleck and Bruce Willis got up there, but like we live to die another day, I suppose, because if Jake would have picked Texas and thrown up the horns while Oklahoma fans were so worried about John Mateer's status, that would have been a meltdown of epic proportion in the offseason. Can't afford that. And Jake Kroll has, at halftime at least, as IMG led 20-7, had 6 tackles, 3 sacks, and a tackle for loss. So Oklahoma's getting an absolute dude in that guy. So excited for him. The Mateer stuff, glad it's going away, and we can turn our attention to potential flips, new commits, and then obviously the season.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. It's been something that, like I said, I dipped into and was like, "What's happening?" You know, I was texting Pat, texting some other people, and just the fact that it's been talked about at the level was just crazy. But you're right. Getting Jake was huge. I think that was and believe it or not, Barry and Mac, where I'm at my school right now, Pat McAfee's studio is like 6 minutes from here. Just down the road. Yeah, it's crazy. I actually thought about running over there. I was like, hey.
I'd do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool. It's an old church that they bought up and, called the Thunderdome now and stuff like that. But it's, yeah.
Are they in the pulpit, bro? They're in the pulpit? That's where they shoot.
they redid the whole church, man. You don't even know. I mean, you guys have seen in there. It don't even look like it used to be a church.
It's a pulpit. That's definitely a pulpit.
Yeah, probably. Like because if you see the outside of it, the structure, like it's like a dome. That's why they call it the Thunderdome, like because it was like a dome and it had a cross on top. And I don't know if it was an Orthodox church or whatever before. I don't remember, but Yeah, they completely gutted it, man. And now it's just that big open space. They probably are in the pulpit. That's hilarious. I didn't even think about that. Um, But I mean, I that was kind of really the majority of what we were chopping it up about tonight. If you unless you guys had any other thoughts, we were going to go ahead and get into DMAC. I was talking to Barry, and we've been doing this the last few weeks. It was kind of a concept idea I had. I'm a big I like to watch people react to stuff. I always like to. So I was like, man, it'd be fun to do some reactions of my own. I do some reactions for music on another channel. But then I was like, you know what would be cool if like we reacted to like old Oklahoma football games like with other fans because everybody has different experiences. You don't know like what were you thinking when this touchdown happened or where were you when that happened, and we can talk about it like on Twitter and stuff like that. And that's cool, but it's cool to like actually sit and reminisce. So I put a little poll together. People said that they wanted to watch the Oklahoma State game from 2017 that famous or infamous if you're on the defensive side of the ball, I guess, game. What was it like 63 to 50-55 something like that.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
oh, that's where my man scores the last TD in OT.
What?
Yeah, Trey Sermon.
Sermon.
It wasn't OT. It was fourth. It was his fourth quarter still.
Okay,
but-
Yeah, it was
But
like
yeah,
a
he
stealing
scored it.
touchdown. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me get this set up, and we'll get this rolling. Right.
For those who didn't grow up in Oklahoma, it's a rivalry that seems strange. A matchup that throws out the national implications and focuses on its tangled engagement.
I like seeing the old ticker and all the different teams and where they were ranked, and because I remember those games at the end of the year
My whole
too.
family that is an OU fan, mom and dad, brother, Eccles, aunts, they're all OSU fans.
A game that separates families right down the middle. It's thicker than blood, more complicated than hate. One side orange and black, the other crimson and cream. Bigger than the playoff, bigger than the Heisman. What really matters here is for the next year you get to tell your dad, your cousin, your brother, your wife, we beat the heck out of you guys this year. A house divided, over 100 years of conflict. Welcome to Bedlam.
Oh, also his
That doesn't get you fired up to watch this game.
is I'm not interrupting Brett Musburger, so I can go with it. I know it's Gus, but do we think Michigan's getting? Do you think Sharon Moore is going to be coaching against Oklahoma in week 2, or is he getting suspended?
They're gonna move the suspension to the cupcake game. That's how they do it, bro. He's gonna be coaching against us. He'll be on the other sideline for sure.
What is that? To win a Big 12 championship game. And how do they do it? Well, the road to a championship goes through Bedlam. Both players have had some highs and lows when it comes to this rivalry. For Mason Rudolph, a high was 2014 and only his second career start.
I still don't understand how Mason Rudolph was that good.
His performance last year, a
He was
career
damn good
worst. When
college
you
coach,
ask him
QB.
about it, he'll tell you it is time for me to get that bad taste out of my mouth. But you know who wants to spoil the fun more than anyone else? Quarterback Baker Mayfield. No one on the road is better than Mayfield. And when I talked to him this week, he said, I love the energy. I love going into a hostile environment where everyone is rooting against me and spoiling
What's crazy
all
is
of the fun.
So when I had my bar and grill for 9 years, we hosted the Tulsa Steeler Fanatics, and when Rudolph was playing for the Steelers, his parents like lived in the neighborhood behind the bar, so they were so excited. They brought in a Rudolph jersey, and well, the Steelers fans, that was when Big Ben was playing, hated him so much for whatever reason that they made us turn the jersey around, and the parents stopped coming in. I was like, this is so awkward. Yeah, it was rough. I was like, sorry guys, appreciate your son, your NFL, the jersey hanging, but sorry, they don't like your kid.
Rudolph hands it to Hill, tries to cut it back, but he's stuck.
And there's some dudes in that game.
And he may have lost a half yard.
Man, going back through some of these, you're like, good Lord.
Again. First down and 10 of the 29
Here we
for
go.
Baker Mayfield.
And they'll hand it off to Rodney Anderson, and he'll drag black jerseys with him as he gains 9 yards on the play. Richards and Trey
I'm so hurt that
Flowers
we didn't get to
had
see
to
a
jump on
healthy
his back
Rodney
and
with
bring him down.
Kyler in 2018.
Oh, man.
They hand it off again, and a first down for OU.
This
Anderson.
run, though, the second home for that season, Rodney is the
Oklahoma
best running
has
back in
dodged 2
America.
big bullets. They could be down 14-0. Here's Mayfield. Delivers. Caught. This one in the crease. Michael Jones, his 6th reception of the year. Anderson, the deep back. 1st and 10 at the 49. Play fake. Mayfield goes through his progressions. Wide open. Caught. Dimitri Flowers. Touchdown OU.
That's going to be Jared Kanik this year.
Wide open. Power pass fade, baby.
4th receiving touchdown of the year for Flowers.
The move that Flowers makes in the route is exceptional. Watch right here.
Power
Flowers gonna
pass
come out,
fade,
and then
baby.
The safety, which is Trey Flowers, his cousin, he's coming to guard him, and right here he's going to give an inside move. Flowers falls down, then his cousin Flowers catches the ball. And
I forgot
that
that they were cousins. You know, Dimitri is hanging that over his head, man, right now.
Rudolph to the sideline. And knocked away.
Hell of a throw.
Defended by
Oh,
Parnell.
Dimitri, a lawyer too now.
Yep. He's coming to play on our
Is
golf
he
tournament
really?
next year.
He's an
Yeah.
attorney?
Mayfield
Good for him.
comes out of the pocket, looks back, sides, got a receiver. Andrews has it. Andrews
Good
all
Lord.
the way down to the Oklahoma State 20-yard
I wish we could see these defenses again.
Edison Magruder with the tackle, but it's a
Just give me the
55-yard
offense.
gain.
I mean, yeah, great offense,
First
great
down
offensive
at the
players,
20.
but
Yeah.
Mayfield pump fake.
I mean, the
Mayfield
talent we
looking.
had on this team was
Yeah.
offensively was crazy.
Steps up, delivers
Yeah.
underneath.
Hollywood, CD,
Reception, and he
I
goes
mean,
out.
Kyle on
yeah.
the bench. Mark
Andrews.
Andrews is in there. Orlando Brown at left tackle.
Mayfield hands it
I mean,
off to
Drew
Sermon.
Samia, Ben
Looking
Powers
for
on
first
the
down,
NFL.
and he
I mean,
has
it's nuts.
continues to fight and crawls his way to the 5. First down and goal at the 5-yard line for OU. Mayfield gives it up. The end around, but dead. Touchdown Sooners.
but that man, he can fly.
But dead. Squeezing his way into the end zone. And Oklahoma takes a 13-10 lead.
Did he run track in Kentucky too, or did he just play, or was he
He was
just
a track guy previously. He didn't run track for us. Yeah, he was.
That is
Right, but did he run
certainly
track at
got the
Kentucky?
Jets.
Yes.
Okay.
Right here, he's going to turn it on, and now it's just a race. And
Did he run
gets
track
just
after his
inside
last
that
football season? He
pylon.
went to the
Great
NFL,
block
right?
on the outside by
Yeah, I
number
think he went to the
17,
NFL.
Jordan Smallwood.
And then he went. Wasn't he a CFL guy for a while?
Yep.
Mayfield sprints out, throws on the run, caught, and a first down for Oklahoma. As Michael Jones makes his 2nd catch of the day.
Whatever happened to Michael
Second
Jones?
and
Because he
down
had
to
such a good year
36.
that year. And then I don't
Here's
remember
the end around, the double reverse.
hearing anything from him after that,
Jones
right?
throws it and caught. What a catch by Trey Sermon as he goes up high and brings it down.
Gus, they had the double reverse, but Sermon threw it back to Mayfield, who actually made the pass. I mean, there was so much going on in the backfield. See, right here, he pitches it to Mayfield, and then Mayfield basically throws a fadeaway, and
What
they're
a
able to
catch.
get the completion.
Wow.
What an amazing play there, and a catch down the field by number 4, Trey Sermon.
16-yard gain. First down to the 48 now for Oklahoma. Play fake. Far side. Caught.
Get up under that.
Brown
Out of
Yep.
there.
running.
Out of
Holly.
there.
One.
That Flowers block.
Knocked out of play
Oh.
as he gets inside the 15.
Check out Dimitri Flowers. He's going to be coming out from the fullback spot, and he's going to lay the key block on the outside right there. Boom! He's going to get A.J. Green on the ground. Brown waited and was patient enough to allow that block to happen, and then he takes off with the speed.
Mayfield, quarterback draw. Mayfield, can he get outside? Mayfield, touchdown OU. His 5th rushing touchdown of the season.
How about this stiff arm from Baker Mayfield? He was going to get tackled for about 1 yard gain, maybe 2, by Justin Phillips, number 19, and Mayfield just said, get out of my face, and runs to the pylon.
I feel like it's so often Joel tried to keep up with like
Weighs
the
220 pounds,
energy
6'1".
of Gus, or
Well,
like
this
just
is
those
what you
little
got
things
here, is
like
that you're going to have Phillips
just be yourself,
who
Joel.
reads it
Like that's not
perfectly,
you.
And as Mayfield takes off, they clear out and they run Sermon to the left. He looks over to the left, and right there, I mean, I think he's dead to rights. And boom, just the stiff arm. Phillips can't get his arms close to him, and then Mayfield takes off.
God,
and
those
dives
walls
for
are
the
so
pylon.
close.
I
I
would
can't
say
believe
he's
more
overly
people didn't get
fast
hurt.
for a great
Oh, I hit
runner,
the wall hard
but
as
he
hell.
is
No way.
just competitive enough in those situations.
But it looks like he has really
No,
quick
2000.
feet.
Yeah, great instincts, great feet. I think his feet, Gus, they remind me of a middle infielder. You know, he can get himself balanced, ready to throw in the pocket. Then he
I got
gets
about 4
outside
minutes,
the pocket.
guys, and I
He
got to
can
jump
throw from
off.
any angle.
Good.
And right there, he shows you some of that upper body strength with that.
That's
stiff
good,
arm.
brother. We appreciate you for coming on. So,
Nah,
yeah,
I'm going to
pop
watch
off
it for
in
4
there.
more minutes, brother. I love watching this. There it is. There it is.
Hollywood Brown still running.
Hollywood.
Jeez.
There it is.
So bad.
All the way. Touchdown, Oklahoma. 84 yards.
Man, it's fast.
He's going to have a big year this year for Kansas City.
They could use it. He could use it.
Yeah, he needs it.
You kidding me? Are you kidding me? Mayfield's going to be patient here, and his eyes are going to go on this side. And what you're going to finally see is that Brown waits, and then he turns on the Jets. Once he turns on the Jets, it was over. That dude can fly.
Brown, 3 catches, 129 yards, and a touchdown already. Mayfield, 10 of 17. 282 yards passing.
He's got great arm talent.
First down and 10 of the 25.
282 at the start of the second.
Delivers.
It's crazy.
It's
crazy.
Again, who gets out of bounds at the 40.
That's nuts.
And he'll hand it off. Actually throws it wide, and it's Sermon. Sermon still moving, and he gets close to a first
I like
down.
Sermon.
Yeah, I always like him.
That's why they gave him the job.
That
Second
Ohio
and
State
1
game.
48.
Before he went to Ohio State.
Yeah, before he said, "Hi, I kind of like it here."
Tried to get outside, but with Darius Williams says, not on my watch. First and 10 at the 47. Anderson and Sermon in the backfield. And they give it to Anderson. Anderson with running room. Anderson bounces it outside, stays on his feet, and goes out of bounds inside the Oklahoma State 30. That's a 20-yard gain. Trey Flowers knocks him out of play.
When you watch this kid run, you got to understand that he's got good patience, and then he sets up his blocks well. He runs to color. Okay, so he allows those wide receivers to just get in the way and runs opposite of that, setting up the defender to be wrong on the other side of that block.
Got him.
Second and 10. Mayfield. And he finds his receiver.
What?
Look at Hollywood.
That boy tore his ACL.
Action, folks. And he's not from
Dang.
Hollywood, California. He's from Hollywood, Florida.
Oh, he will forever be known as Hollywood. Now he's like taking on the nickname. Look at him. He's like just the dip back right there. He lets the defender fall in front of him. Takes off for a first down.
And they give it to Anderson. Touchdown OU. 14 yards.
Boy, is a freak.
That boy, that play was blown up in the backfield.
34-24.
Guys,
You're
it's been
defense
phenomenal.
right now. You're like, man, I want to. Can I stop chasing these dudes?
I
This is
know,
ridiculous.
Watch this though. They blow it up. That's a personal effort by him. The play stopped. They killed the backer. I mean, they killed the blocker.
Anderson breaks the tackle,
That's
gets
crazy.
downfield, sets up his blocks well.
All right,
Fellas,
D-Mac, appreciate
phenomenal
you, brother.
having you guys, brother. I appreciate you for having me on.
Hey, appreciate you, D-Mac. Come back
Absolutely.
anytime.
Wide open. And this time, it's Michael Jones who's been making some big plays in this first half. That's a 31-yard gain.
Just chunk after chunk after chunk.
Brother.
Fires.
I mean, defense couldn't stop a nosebleed, but, you know.
I tell you, when I watch. Here's Mayfield. Finds a receiver. CD Lamb. And he's down inside the 5.
Shorter hair CD. That's weird.
Yeah.
Man,
it's
38
good.
points in the first
Make
half.
sure you're playing off these wide receivers, not in one-on-one coverage.
Yeah, for both teams.
Hill looking
Like,
for
that's
first
the-
down, and he's tackled for a
Crazy.
loss. Great job by that Oklahoma defense. DJ Ward leading the way. Obo in on the play.
This was back in the era that was like, man, you always got to take the over, you know, the line on the game be like 105 or something like that.
Caught and a first down. Marquise Brown again. 8 catches, 188 yards, and a touchdown for Hollywood Brown. Anderson. And Anderson finally driven to the ground by Calvin Bundage, but another big gain. Anderson, first down and more. Gets to the 40, still running as he high steps to midfield. A 22-yard pickup, Whitener with the tackle. What happens here is you're going to get a blitz on both sides, and what that's going to do is open up the middle. Now, as the middle linebacker overruns this, he gets blocked right there. Good block by Flowers, and then the hole opens up for Anderson. But that's created by too much upfield movement by those outside linebackers.
Are you hearing any interference on my side?
Delivers. Andrews with the catch and another first down for OU. As he gets to the Oklahoma State 40, White
decently quiet game.
Andrews,
one of the best tight ends of all time.
Week on three as Anderson runs it again.
I mean, we didn't get to see these at all last year.
At the 7.
No.
Rudolph with time. Rudolph hit.
Oh, I remember this.
Yep.
At the Cowboy 10.
First stop of the game, feels like.
Mm-hmm.
A huge turnover.
But like some talented players, like big time players.
Kenneth Mann, number 55. Here he comes.
Like you still have dudes getting drafted, but they just couldn't stop it.
He's going to go all the way past Rudolph as Rudolph.
I mean, this is no disrespect to these guys at all.
Definitely
not. I mean, Obo would start or like at least obviously be in the rotation.
Right, like there were dudes. It just
fortuitous bounce for
every reason.
Great effort.
But like Kens was good, but I mean even the rest of like Amani Bledsoe, like
what a hit.
Like those guys I think would probably not sniff the 3D with the who we have now.
Right.
Which was part of the problem.
And good.
Right.
Rudolph pumping, looking, in trouble, dumps it off. Washington tries to spin out of trouble, but no go.
Caleb Kelly.
Kelly says,
Yep.
Second down and 9. Rudolph fires deep. That one thrown. And Washington had 2 hands on it. Stephen Parker breaks it up in the end. And that was so close. I mean, perfect timing by Stephen Parker because Washington's got a step, but then at the last moment, right when that ball hits his hands, Parker
918, baby,
there,
stand up.
Then to break it up over the shoulder.
Then to the Rams, correct?
Down.
Didn't he go to the Rams?
Yeah.
Rudolph off his back foot, picked off.
Will Johnson, man.
Will Johnson.
Love that dude.
And that's the second turnover for Mason Rudolph today. A fumble and now an interception on his
That was big too.
They're going to try the fake, and then he's going to be trying to throw this little skinny post to Marcel
First and
on
goal.
the outside. But what he doesn't see is Oklahoma dropped 2 guys off in coverage. And Will Johnson falls.
How do you not see Will Johnson drop there?
Executes perfectly. Did he hold on before?
Gotta be the helmet.
He did. Secures it. Interception, Oklahoma. My goodness, what a play from Will Johnson. That's certainly a mistake, not just from Rudolph, but also the play selection. You've got Hill running the ball well on the inside. Mayfield.
Rudolph's fault for throwing that interception, Joe.
To the sideline, caught Andrews. And Mark Andrews gains 37 yards. Rodarius Williams with the tackle. I mean, this guy gets so open all the time, and I don't quite understand.
We had more explosive plays in this game than we did all season last year, I think.
I swear.
Like I said, I legitimately think so.
Open along the sideline, and he makes him pay. He's got 3 grabs for 102 today. Baker Mayfield throws. Has Anderson.
The fact that we scored on this.
I mean, look at this.
Can he get there? Touchdown, Sooners.
What a play, 43 yards. Baker Magic Mayfield. Anytime you fake the ball to a running back, generally the defense loses him in coverage. And as Anderson kind of leaves the backfield, there's nobody there. He's wide open. Mayfield threw another one of those kind of fadeaway passes from his right. 2nd and 6 from the 41. Mason Rudolph. Plant spins and sacked for the first time today.
DJ Ward.
DJ Ward. 2nd and 10 of the 23. Mayfield winds up down the field. Hollywood. Touchdown.
Marquise Brown.
77 yards.
He's had a good career, don't get me wrong, but he always does
Where'd he
a
come
lot.
from?
One of my favorite calls.
He was a junior college transfer from the College of the Canyons. That's where he came from, but he originated out of Hollywood, Florida. Baker Mayfield has tremendous arm strength, doesn't get enough credit. Check this out, back foot, throws it late, but way down the field, over the defense. Brown is back there. 2nd down and 10 at the 34. And a delayed handoff to Hill. And Oklahoma ready for
You've scored 55 through basically 3 quarters, and you need to get a stop.
Caleb Kelly
Yeah.
combined on the tackle.
What? Like what?
His team up 55-52.
I can't believe we
Let's see.
survived watching this.
Mayfield pulls it out, decides to run it himself. Here's the Magic Man, 1st down.
It's
As
crazy.
he crosses the 35 up to the 36, an 18-yard gain.
What a great fake. Check out his eyes
Rest
are
in
going to go
peace.
onto this
Did he
side as
die?
the defense totally collapses down. There's the
All right,
collapse.
I'm not.
He pulls the
I
ball
haven't
out,
seen the comments.
finds room to run.
Did
and he
Devonta
takes off.
Lampkin
Again,
die?
he's not the fastest
Believe
runner,
so.
but he's unafraid of contact. Gets up and he lets everybody know about it.
3rd and 7 at the 38. Mayfield
What?
looking. Mayfield delivers, and it's
When was
caught
that?
for
A few
first
years ago?
down.
Maybe I
CD
do
Lamb.
remember hearing about that, but I just don't remember.
Mayfield, play fake. Mayfield looking. Mayfield caught over the middle at the 40. Michael Jones with another
That's
big
top
reception.
3 wide receiver in the NFL, CD Lamb, right there.
What a great job by Mayfield. He was able to
top
be
receiver in the
patient,
NFL
kept
is
his
Justin
eyes
Herbert.
down the field. Good protection
Huh?
up front. It starts with
Top
the
receiver in the
offensive
NFL is
line,
Justin
and then he
Herbert.
allows
Hey, I said top 3.
CD
I wasn't-
Lamb
oh,
to just
I wasn't
come
just-
open across the middle and find the hole. There, Lamb finds the hole, able to settle down just a moment and get the completion. And
Oh, Ed.
We got to chip in and get
We don't care,
JP some
Marriott.
YouTube Premium.
We don't care.
a huge conversion for the Sooners.
What'd you say?
So we got to chip in and get
Under
you some
pressure,
YouTube Premium.
and Rudolph sack. What a huge
Premium.
play.
Yeah, I know.
Obo, first sack of the day. His
The
8th
first sack?
of the season.
And it's just a solid.
No, it was his
first
sack.
A total breakdown of
DJ
coverage
Ward had a sack
and
earlier.
protection, I should,
You're right,
should
you're
say,
right, you're right.
say from Zachary Crabtree.
Defense is even set. Like,
Rudolph looking, dancing. Rudolph intercepted Oklahoma.
Do you remember that this got called
And
off?
flag.
yeah,
Remember
the
they
hit.
called targeting?
Trey Brown.
trying to hold us 918 guys down. Always,
That's a
man.
freshman, Trey Brown, too.
Guys, I think they're talking about a potential targeting foul on Will Johnson.
I thought this was such BS, too.
This would be a monumental call in this game, and they are trying to make sure.
After the interception, targeting Oklahoma, number 12. That plays under further review.
Well, the tip happens. Okay, here's in the back. There's your safety, Will Johnson, number 12. And as the route comes across the field after the tip, almost simultaneously with the catch, there's the contact with the wide receiver with his head down. He's trying to move that head to the side and lead with the shoulder.
Look clean to me.
Oh my goodness, this is a tough one. Now they said in the announcement, Mike DeFee said that it was after the
PSS trying to get you that YouTube premium.
Huge point of demarcation there, and it certainly looked like it was
Thank you.
bang close
Kirby,
to.
Kirby says you're going to use it for some fresh apples.
Blandino is with
Oh
us.
my gosh, leave me alone.
Yeah, I'm looking at this, and Joel makes a good point. Referee announced it occurred after the interception. Now that's
unless Kilgunny's writing the
reviewable. All they
checks,
can
I'm
look
not
at
sure
is the
even he could have
contact.
After reviewing the play, the
handled some of
ruling of
this. He
targeting
was a good recruiter,
stands,
though.
it was clearly, the foul clearly occurred prior to the change of possession. By rule, the penalty will be enforced 15 yards from the previous spot because it was a pass play.
Such a crazy call, man.
Number 12 is disqualified.
3rd and 8 at the 38. Rudolph underneath, incomplete. So now.
Oh no. That's crazy.
By rule, the penalty will be enforced
My bad, guys.
15 yards from the previous spot because it was a pass play.
Lincoln hadn't been that bad since somebody unplugged his smoker.
3rd and 8 at the 38. Rudolph underneath, incomplete. So now a 4th down. Caleb Kelly getting his hands on the football to deflect it.
Kelly just got up there, just enough of this ball, or else that was going to be a completion. And it looks like Oklahoma State will stay on the field and go for it on 4th down.
Rudolph looking. Rudolph delivers. Incomplete. Overthrow. Intended for Johnson. And the
We have 1 minute left here.
Had him open, too.
Adam.
Had him open, too. Oklahoma almost basically almost got walked off after putting up double nickels on the road.
Double nickels.
Good Lord.
And then
Never again, man. Never again.
Straight ahead.
and then Trey said,
Dragging defenders.
Closer.
He's close to a 1st down.
I can't believe we didn't need it.
1st down.
I mean, what's 2nd and 1, so.
And even more. Sermon still on the move. Sermon to the corner. Touchdown Sooners. 53 yards.
Preach.
Could have just kneed it down. Pull the Samaj.
Yeah. He's a freshman, though. You know, he's thinking about scoring.
Yeah, got to get his.
Everyone for Oklahoma State was up near the line of scrimmage. They had to stop him, not allow the 1st down. And because of that, it takes only 1 crease. Once they got it, he was gone.
Look how sad OK State people are.
Austin Seibert comes in
Sorry.
to attempt the extra
What's
point.
that song?
And it's good. OU, 785 yards of total offense.
785 yards.
There's going to be a free player on defense that's got a shot at the tackle. As
Okay.
he starts squeezing
Hold
down.
on. Let's go back a second, if I can.
That's got a shot at
Look at this line. Bobby Evans, Drew Samia, Eric Wren. Obviously, he didn't he anchored it, but he didn't go nowhere. Ben Powers, Orlando Brown Jr. That's nuts.
Oh yeah, I mean it's nasty.
I mean, you got 4 NFL guys right there.
the tackle.
Hey, you could have that.
As he starts squeezing down, Sermon,
you could have that maybe in a
it's him and
year.
him.
Yeah.
EPL, Ozida,
Sermon breaks
Fasusi,
the tackle,
OJ, who
makes
knows?
the cutback, and then beats everybody to the end zone. What a performance. What a game. There's the broken tackle. Trey Flowers couldn't bring him to the ground. Flowers, the senior, in his last chance in Bedlam, and Oklahoma is going to take home a victory. Everything's set up for Oklahoma State to go down the field. They get the benefit of that reversal on the targeting. That would have been an interception. Keep the ball, and then they just could not execute. Remember, Washington wasn't on the field.
Rudolph dancing around. Throws it deep. And intercepted in the end zone by Robert Barnes. And that's your ball game. Oklahoma 62, Oklahoma State 52. Lincoln Riley gets his first Bedlam victory.
I think they got the Baker interview on here. Skip to it.
All right. East Brown had a heck of a night. Up front, offensive line's great.
Look at the full name,
by a
too.
great supporting cast. And
598 on 24
I could go without
completions.
the 2 interceptions, but we came out with the win, and quite frankly, that's all that matters.
You guys have a saying around your program, Championship November. What kind of statement did this
He averaged
performance
25
make in
yards of
terms
completion.
of what you guys are capable of accomplishing?
It's a great win for us. Oklahoma State's a great team, obviously a great offense. So it was a huge win for us, implications going forward, and then we just got to take care of this one and go on to the next. So TCU's coming up next.
Last year, you had a T-shirt under that jersey. I have to ask, are you wearing anything under there about back to back to back?
No, I had it made, but that's for the Big 12, not Bedlam.
All right, maybe we'll see it then. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
All right, the final score here at Boone.
He's like, yeah, get your
Stadium,
T-shirts right.
Oklahoma 62.
Oh, a young tree. Oh, JP died. So JP's phone died. JP did not die. I did not report that just now. So, anyways, thank you all for coming tonight. For Mateer, I've got my casino themed hat from Double Team. Go get yours. They're great. So, anyways, appreciate you guys all joining. All about 1,000 of you. For being in here. Go like the video, share the video, all that fun stuff. Season's right around the corner. Couldn't be more excited. A reminder that after the Michigan game on Tuesday night, put it in your calendars. Tuesday after the Michigan game, JP and I are going to be doing a live show together. And he will be starting the show by paying off his NBA Finals bet. He will have to eat a wing doused in Beyond Insanity Da Bomb hot sauce. So, again, tune in the Tuesday after Michigan. He's going to have to eat a wing to start the show. And then he's going to have to do the whole show just burning, just in flames. So, wish he were here and his phone didn't die to defend himself. But make sure you add that to your calendars. Just so you guys can do that very easily. That is going to be September 9th, 9/9. So if JP were German, he'd be yelling that as well. 9/9, because it's going to be a rough night for him and the old taste buds. So I will be enjoying some wings myself, not of the Deadly Inferno variety, but JP, it will be must watch YouTube, must watch. So 9/9, September 9th, tune in. That Tuesday we'll be going live. So thank you all. Just wanted to give that reminder out there. Boomer.